Hey guys, what's going on? Gonna take a quick look here at Fantom. Ticker for this is FTM, and right now I'm on the weekly time frame. Before I get into it though, a couple things as usual. First, if you're not subscribed and want to get notified when I drop new content, make sure to click subscribe, click the bell, and then click on all. Also, if you want a place to trade Fantom and pretty much any other coin I talk about on this channel, and you don't want to have to do KYC and submit your personal information, you can head on over here, sign up with BloFin using the link in the pinned comment and description, and when you sign up using those links, you're going to activate a sign up bonus. Also, you may have noticed a particular coin just surging up the ranking on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. That's Hyperliquid. They recently did an airdrop for people that use their exchange. Essentially what it is, it's a decentralized perp dex. I've personally been using it, and honestly I'm a little bit frustrated I didn't get the airdrop, because in order to get the airdrop you had to sign a transaction and confirm ahead of time. So first, people that use this exchange, they had to know that they had to sign this particular transaction. I'm sure a lot of people didn't, but at the time I was in Ontario, Canada, and it's a bit of a nanny state there, and for some reason I was blocked. Okay, people in Ontario were blocked in a similar way to how Americans are constantly missing out on airdrops because they're geo-blocked as well. And obviously, you think you would be able to just use a VPN to get around it, but they block the VPNs as well, which is kind of ironic because VPNs work to get around the geo restrictions if you want to trade on Hyperliquid, but if you wanted to claim the drop, they were strict on VPN. So kind of frustrating. I'm pretty sure if I looked into it, I could have got a residential proxy or something like that to qualify for it, but I was not expecting to see the kind of run-up we have on this, right? We're sitting at $25 now, up from around $4 in just a couple weeks, okay? So I wasn't expecting this. But anyway, the point of me mentioning this is that the circulating supply right now is only 333 million. The max supply is going to be 1 billion. And they still have a lot of coins that they're planning on distributing, okay? And this one doesn't have VC investors or anything like that. They're giving the majority of the coins out to the community. And that's going to be for the people who are using the exchange, right? So if you want to head over here, give it a try because you want to be eligible for the next airdrop, I'll put a link to it in the pinned comment and description. And when you trade after signing up with that link, you're going to get a discount on all of your trading fees for the entire time that you're using it. Okay, I actually do like this exchange. I have a couple issues with it. First, I noticed I'm not able to open a long and a short at the same time for the same coin. So that's kind of frustrating. Sometimes, for example, if I'm in a short position and I see that I'm wrong and I'm not using too much leverage, what I'll do is I'll open a long position up to the next target to hedge my bet. So in this exchange, I haven't figured out how to do that. Also, this is worth noting, you're not really trading the native asset on this. Essentially what you do is you connect your wallet, and I'm pretty sure I deposited USDC via Arbitrum, and then I just use that as collateral to trade all these other assets, right? But they have pretty much everything on here. All right, but overall, I do like this exchange quite a lot. Just frustrated they didn't give me any hype tokens. But what are you going to do? I'm going to continue trading with it and hopefully qualify for the next one. I'm out of Ontario now, so I shouldn't have the same issues. Anyway, that's it for that. Again, link in the pinned comment and description if you want to trade and qualify yourself for the next airdrop. I think this is the biggest airdrop in history, guys. So they're doing it again. Make sure you're eligible. Okay, now back to Fantom. Again, this is the weekly time frame. Sorry for the clutter on my chart, but I've been looking at this one for quite a while. And in my previous analysis videos on this, I had this particular region right here marked as the region of significance. And as you can see why, it's pretty obvious. It was support all throughout here. When we came below it, we came back up. We got rejected hard off of this. And if you look to what's happening right now, we have broken above it. And not only have we broken above it, we have come back and retested this level as a support as indicated by this long extended wick. Okay, so all things are looking good here. Now, the next potential resistance, I think, is going to be potentially right at the top of these candle bodies here at around $1.63, but I'd be looking more so towards this trend line right here, because we are currently in this ascending channel, right? So we got rejected, came back down, got support, rejected, came back down to the same line, got support. So only makes sense that if we come back up to this level once again, third touch, some people are going to be looking at this as an area to sell. Now this line is drawn from the wicks. Alternatively, you could draw from the candle body. And when we do that, we get more of an alignment with this pivot point right here that I just mentioned. So $1.63. If we push up and make contact with this ascending trend line at around that same region, we will have a significant level of confluence. So bear that in mind. But ultimately, just given the structure here, this is very bullish, right? We're trending upwards, ascending channel. We've essentially double bottomed off the lows. And where we found support is quite significant, actually. So I'm going to take the Fibonacci retracement. I'll run it from the low that we put in during the scamdemic dump of 2020, run it all the way up to the peak at over $3. And if I take that out to the monthly, you'll see that we got support at the 382 retracement. So this one, even though we went from over $3 all the way down to 17 cents, which is a horrible 90, maybe 97% drop, compared to a lot of the other coins in terms of where we found support on the pullback based on the Fibonacci, this one held the 382, whereas most of them definitely didn't hold the 382. They came to much lower price levels. So believe it or not, even though we have this horrible drop, the price structure here is very bullish, right? So as I mentioned, here on the monthly, currently breaking this significant region. And I'll flip this back to the weekly and I'll show you once again why that region is so significant. Aside from it being a very obvious pivot point here, so support flip to a resistance, but also if I take the Fibonacci and this time I run it from the high down to the low, you'll see that it lines up perfectly with the golden pocket, basically the region between the 618 and the 65%. So as you're coming back up, very often this acts as a level of resistance as it did right here. But we just have so much confluence at this level, which marks the significance of this breakout. Okay, now of course we could see a pullback once again to put in another retest of this broken level of resistance. If that happens, I'd look to probably buy off the 618, which is around $1.08, and that aligns pretty much perfectly with the top of these candle bodies right here, 107, 108. So yeah, keep that in mind. If we do get a pullback, this is going to be a nice place to buy. If we do push up, I would look for resistance at the top of this upsloping trend line. Now beyond that, I'll get rid of that for now. We have the 786 retracement at around $1.80. We have a little bit of confluence at this level in terms of where we got support right here. But to be honest with you, if we break this, the upsloping trend line that I just deleted, and we continue heading up, I see us coming right up to the previous high, especially because Fantom is doing a rebrand to Sonic, and they seem to be timing all this perfectly with the potential alt season. So I think this one's going to get a lot of attention, right? So when it flips to Sonic, if you're around in the 2017 bull market, simple things like a rebrand would get a lot of hype and a lot of money being pushed into the market, and tokens would absolutely fly. So if they time the changeover to Sonic at the right time, I think this one's going to go absolutely crazy. Now, as for where this potentially could go, well, we can just look at some potential Fibonacci extension targets, right? So obviously the next stop, again, once we break that upsloping trend line, here, I'll throw that on again. You can draw it from the candle bodies or you can draw it from the wicks. Personally, I'd probably go with drawing it from the wicks. And actually, now that I look at this, drawn from the wick, a push up to this zone, $1.80, we do have confluence with the 786. So I would probably favor this zone as opposed to targeting the top of the candle bodies right here. Obviously, I'm not personally shorting this. If I were to short, I would do it probably right up here with this confluence zone with a very tight stop loss. But yeah, I'd be very cautious about doing so. But yeah, this would be the area to potentially short. But again, it's a bull market, guys. Probably don't trade against the trend. Okay, so say we reach the previous highs. What can we look to for potential targets? If I'm to go by these log scale extensions right here, we have just under $8, $7.96. And beyond that, the 1618 is all the way up at over $20. So that's around $22, okay, for the 1618. Seems a bit excessive from where we are, but do I think it can get there? Yeah, I do. Let's look to this previous impulsive move up. If I just take one wave of this, if I just take the fifth wave, and I kind of clone that, and drag it over to this breakout point where we are, even if I'm conservative with it and I start it right here, let's see where that would take us. Okay, that's up to 13. If I move it to the breakout point right here, that takes us almost to $20. So just this one somewhat small fifth wave would take us up to around the $20 region. So it's definitely possible, and that would not look out of the ordinary, right? That's probably where we're going to end up going. Now, if I take the logarithmic setting off, of course, we're going to get different extension targets. Let's just see where they are. So we have the 127 at around $4, and then we have the 1618 at $5.50. Good to keep those levels in mind as well, but honestly, guys, I think it If we have a true alt season and we crack the all-time high on this, I'd personally be looking to around 8 or around 20. Anyway, hopefully you found that helpful. If you did, smash the like button. If you want to qualify for round 2 of the Hyperliquid airdrop, which I'm assuming they're going to do, use the link in the pinned comment and description to activate a lifetime discount on your trading fees. And if you want to place a trade native assets and not have to do KYC, meaning you say, for example, you have VeChain and you want to send native VeChain to an exchange to swap for something else, you can head on over to BloFin. Use a link in the pinned comment and description if you want a sign-up bonus on that. All right, guys, that's it for the Fantom analysis. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.